When I heard you speak at Princeton just a few weeks ago, you offered the caveat that Iranians sometimes feel there are two Americas, two United States. In this case, of course, the other one resides in the US Congress. On the other hand, I suppose one could say there are also at least two Irans. There are people in Iran who are not as well disposed as you and the negotiators in Lausanne to this final agreement. What do you see as the prospective pitfalls, given this perception of the different levels of willingness to be accommodating?
The domestic situation in Tehran and in Washington is very similar. We have two powerful fractions. One is pro-deal and one is against deal. But there is major differences between oppositions in Tehran and oppositions in Washington. Oppositions in Tehran, they like a nuclear deal, but they say Iranian nuclear negotiators, they should not accept anything beyond non-proliferation treaty. No commitment beyond international rules. Although Iran has accepted many commitments for 10, 15, 20 years beyond NPT, as all what I explained just some minutes ago, they are measures beyond NPT. Because within NPT, you can enrich to 100%. Within non-proliferation treaty, there is no limits for a stockpile. Within non-proliferation treaty, you can have 100 enrichment sites. There is no limits. You should not only divert toward weaponization. The limits Iran has accepted for 10, 15 years is beyond non-proliferation treaty. That's why there is strong opposition in Tehran about the deal. But the argument is this: within the framework of NPT or beyond. The oppositions in Washington, although they know Iran has accepted many, many measures beyond the current international nuclear treaty, NPT, even still they don't like the deal. Because for them, really, NPT doesn't matter. They don't care about NPT. Perhaps Netanyahu has much more weight for them compared to non-proliferation treaty, NPT. That's why this is a big difference. The second difference in Tehran and Washington is that there is no foreign intervention on the nuclear policy of Iran. But in Washington, Israel interferes, Saudi Arabia interferes. Many countries, they interfere. There is really foreign interference on decision-making of the United States on the nuclear deal. And everybody knows what we are talking about. Definitely, we have many similarities, strong oppositions in both capitals, but to my understanding, Iranian oppositions are more realistic than American. And one more. In Iran, although there are two powerful fractions, at the end there is an ultimate decision maker, which is supreme leader. When he decides, the deal is done, finished. But we don't have something like this in Washington. I mean, if Obama decides, would be challenged by Congress, would be threatened by Congress. And Iran and the other world powers, they really don't know whether the United States of America would be able to be committed to this deal, or next president would change the policy, or the Congress would disturb, or they would go for more sanctions. This is a real suspicious, not on the Iranian side. Everybody now is concerned whether the US would be able to be committed to the deal or not.